Hello and welcome to Downtime Podcast, episode 147. Today we have...
147?
Yeah, can you believe that?
How many episodes did I miss?
We're not gonna count that. Do you want to count that?
Oh.
I mean,
No.
Do you remember the last one that you were on?
No, I don't. That's okay. We don't have to. Let's not dwell.
It's only four.
Oh, that's pretty good
Yeah.
then. Okay.
Well, I just want to welcome back Alyssa. Hello.
Hey.
She's back, everyone.
I am back.
Yes.
Yes.
She has been busy with work and her life, and that is the reason why she was away. But now we're back together. We're here to talk about games, but most importantly,
Yeah.
what's going on, Lisa?
I did not leave the podcast. At least leave it willingly. I've honestly just been working.
Mm-hmm.
And I work a lot of late nights. So that's what it was.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, with that said, was there anything you wanted to talk about regarding that, or?
Yeah. I just wanted to talk about this really briefly. I think it's a really exciting time in my life. And we're recording this on November 2nd. And the election is tomorrow, so this might be the last exciting thing of my life this year. Who knows what's gonna happen tomorrow? Whenever by the time this podcast comes out, some really crazy shit might happen in the United States. But that being said, I had a life goal of mine achieved on October 30th. So The Mandalorian Season 2 came out on last Friday, and one of my goals and dreams, ever since I was really young, was I wanted to appear on the credits of something that was entertainment related, especially something that involved computer animation to in some way. And another part of that goal is I've always wanted to be a part of something that people watch and it makes them happy, and then people watch it and enjoy it. And I'm glad to say that I'm actually in the credits of The Mandalorian Season 2.
Yep. I saw it with my own two eyes, and I was so happy and excited.
Yeah. So this is a huge milestone for me, a career milestone, but also a personal milestone. Really happy. And I worked really hard on it, and yeah, I'm in the credits. So if you know my name, if you know my last name, you can try and find me.
There you go. Shout out to Alyssa. Look at that.
Shout out.
She did something amazing, and that first episode was kick-ass. So yeah, that great. That's awesome stuff. That was so cool. You texted me the morning it came out, and that was one of the first things I read, and I was like, I think that means she's in the credits. And then I watched it, and I was like, holy shit!
Hey.
Oh my god, that's so awesome. So yeah, I definitely was excited to watch the episode and find you, and yeah, it's amazing. It's so cool, and I'm really happy and proud of you to get to where you are now.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And that was the reason why I've been really busy lately. I don't have beef with Jeremy or anything. I just have to clear the air there.
Yeah, no, we don't hate each other. She's just been away.
Yep. And yeah, and also I'll just preface that by saying that I haven't played anything except for Animal Crossing because I'm so busy. I hope that the first game that I plan to play this month is Yakuza 7.
Hell
and Animal Crossing. So, that being said, Animal Crossing is the only game I have the patience to play because it is a happy game, and I've just really only been playing happy games and simulations and changing up my island and celebrating Halloween.
Which is an awesome event.
That's all I've been doing that's all I've been doing in Game World. I know sometimes I'll say to Jeremy, yeah, I have no idea what's happening in the game world. I really have no idea what's happening in the game world right now. I'm not even caught up on specs or, like, caught up on anything PlayStation or Xbox. Like, I don't know what's happening because I think it's gonna come out next week, right? Or something.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's coming out next week. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
But I can tell you my island's lit. That's all that matters.
Yes. I am happy to hear that.
Oh, yeah.
I played the Halloween event for Animal Crossing. It was fun.
It's way better than the Easter event. That's all I gotta say.
No balloons, you just give candy to people. You get candy from people. You get all the spooky recipes, and you get Jack's costume and his face, and it was awesome. I liked. I wanted to see
what I thought was really cute. Is you can dress up as Jack's costume and scare all of the villagers and get candy if you ran out.
I was still in his costume the next day, which is today, and yesterday. I'm going crazy. Yesterday, and I walked around and I was talking to my villagers, like, oh, hey, what's up? Like, they just were like just normally casually talking to me because I think that costume only applies to that event, which makes sense. But I was like, oh, I guess I knew they were gonna say nothing, but still, I wanted to see if they would mention anything. But that's just the way the game's programmed.
Oh yeah, I was a little disappointed that Jack was not an animal of some sort. Like, I mean, like, the pumpkin head's fine, but, like, his body wasn't, like, an animal just because we're playing Animal Crossing.
Oh, I know, right?
But that's okay. It'll be an exception.
Yeah, I think he's the only non-animal NPC.
I think so. That I've seen so far.
Minus the ghost. Whatever that is.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that ghost. I, don't talk to that ghost ever anymore.
He's like, I'm gonna get...
Everything...
Yeah.
Everything the ghost has given me has been completely just, I've sold it afterwards.
He's like, do you want something expensive or something new? And then I'm like, okay, expensive. And he's like, well, I don't really know how much things cost, so here you go. And if you choose something new, he's like, well, I don't know if you have this or not, so here you go. I'm like, dude, what the oh my god.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing? Just
stop.
Yeah, I don't talk to that fucking ghost anymore. Yeah.
I'm just gonna pocket his...
We're not friends.
I'm gonna pocket his little spirit orbs and just call it a day.
I was about to say, could you just do that? I've thought about it a lot, but I haven't actually tried to pocket it, if it amounts to anything.
I don't know. I haven't tried it either.
For sure.
But I did, on Halloween, not give some villagers candy, and they, fuck up your face and your skin.
Oh, I did that. Not intentionally. I was just trying to zoom through all of the messaging, and then I accidentally clicked no.
Oh.
And then they fucked up my face too.
And you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
It was cool though. I thought it was fun. So I kept denying every villager I saw until they kept painting my face different colors, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Until I got one that I liked. I was like, white skin, red eyes. I was like, this looks cool. I look like a part of the Uchiha clan.
I always got green and blue.
Oh, interesting.
I didn't really change beyond that. But oh shoot. Speaking of that ghost, it's on my island right now.
You're gonna avoid him? You're gonna avoid him, right?
Oh yeah. I literally don't talk to this ghost anymore.
Good. He's just a dead floating spirit that just exists there.
I know.
Oh man. So aside from Animal Crossing, I've been playing quite a few games. Have you heard of Phasmophobia?
No.
So it's a first-person ghost hunting game. Think of like Ghost Adventures.
That sounds fun.
Have you ever seen that show?
I mean, like, I've seen the TV, like, yeah, I've seen the TV show.
So imagine it's like that TV show, but the ghosts are real. That's like the best way I can describe it.
Oh God.
And it's fun. It's a lot of fun. They had a Halloween update, but prior to the Halloween update, people were modding the game to allow more than 4 players because it's segmented to just 4 players. And I was playing on like 8-person servers. Like I had a friend who was doing the 8-person mod, and there was literally 8 of us in the same game. It was awesome. And like we were just getting all the photos of the ghosts. We were like running away. We were baiting the ghost. It was really cool. But I gotta say, it's really scary, especially when you die. Like it's super duper scary. Because the ghost will just come up behind you and grab you.
I was about to say, if Ghost Adventures was real, that would honestly be a scary situation because you're ghost hunting, you're disturbing the peace, you're actively trying to piss off the ghosts so that they appear on your radars.
Yeah.
So if it was real, I can imagine that it would be really scary.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to do all those things. You have to like say its name to piss it off, so it'll like look for you, and then it'll appear in front of you, and you can take photos of it. If you cuss out the ghost, like you call it names, it'll actually get angrier as well.
Ooh.
Which is an interesting mechanic.
Okay.
There's Ouija boards in the game, and you can like ask it questions, and it'll tell you like where it is, how old it is, if there's more than one like person that died in the house. There's like a voodoo doll you can use, and you can throw it around. It'll lead you directly to the ghost, which is really freaky. Yeah, overall it's a fun game.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm not tired of it yet. With the Halloween update, they added new ghost models, so now there's a girl that looks like something from The Grudge and The Ring.
Okay.
I'm like, not about that. It's so scary. The ghosts make like noises just like The Grudge. They make like otherworldly noises. It's pretty scary. It's a fun game.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been kind of my main staple. It came out like in September this year.
Yeah, in time for the holiday season.
Yeah. So my friends and I hopped on that, and we're playing it for a bit in between that and Dead by Daylight, which I'm still kind of playing.
Yeah.
But on top of Animal Crossing, Phasmophobia, and Dead by Daylight, I've been playing Breath of the Wild, and I actually finished it.
Oh snap!
Which was a lot of fun. It
very, very cool.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's I played it right after I beat.
You know, for some reason, I thought you already finished it, but I guess.
Oh
not.
no, friend of the show, Gyrus, lent me the game for a little bit. I played it, and I didn't get very far, and I've always wanted to play it, and that was like 2017, so 3 years ago when I first played it. And I only got to play like the first 2 hours of it, and I was like, all right, well, I feel satisfied. So it wasn't until I beat Ghost of Tsushima when I had this craving for like an open world game, because I literally 100%ed Ghost of Tsushima, and I was like, all right.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was like,
I still need to play that game.
Oh my
too.
god, you're gonna fall in love. It's such an amazing game, like visually, musically, aesthetically. I just can't wait for you to play it, and we can talk about it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna play that in December, or basically after I finish Yakuza.
Yeah,
I'm gonna play Ghost of Tsushima.
Please do. Like, man, that game was just so good that I felt like I needed like an open world RPG hole to fill. So I got Breath of the Wild, started playing it, and I immediately was comparing it to Ghost of Tsushima, and like I had all these negative thoughts about it, and then over time it just grew on me. And then I got the motorcycle, and then I was like, all right, this game is actually pretty cool. Yeah, it's just, there's just so many little like references to past Zelda games. The music is amazing. It reminds you of like a Ghibli movie.
Nice.
Yeah, the animation was really good. The voice acting it's not bad. It could be a little bit better in my opinion, but it's not bad. And then they announced Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity, which is a prequel to Breath of the Wild. And
So that's the new game then.
Yeah, that's the new Zelda game that's coming out. It's basically Dynasty Warriors with Zelda characters, but it's got a really solid story that ties into Breath of the Wild.
I see.
Yeah, so there's a demo that came out, started playing it. Gotta say, I'm a little surprised by the story as it involves time travel. So I don't know how much of the game is going to be canon, since it feels like this game is trying to be canon, but also be kind of like alternate in its ending. Like maybe you'll get two endings, like the real ending, but also like the alternate ending where everything is good. I'm not sure because they introduced that mechanic in the game, but
okay.
Yeah, I'm really interested in how the game is gonna go moving forward. I pre-ordered it. It's gonna come out on November 17th or 20th, I forget. But the art style is exactly the same. The map is like 1-to-1. The sound effects are also exactly the same. I'm just amazed at how much Nintendo gave support for Koei Tecmo to create this game that is almost like Breath of the Wild, but it's not at the same time. So I'm really excited.
For sure.
I'm really excited for that game. I want to play with my brother because it's co-op, local co-op.
Okay.
And on top of that, for Halloween I was playing Costume Quest 2, which is an RPG made by Double Fine.
I know what Costume Quest is.
Yeah. I played the first Costume Quest a couple years ago, and I really, really liked it. And the second game it just feels like the first game. I have no complaints. It's really solid.
Nice.
And the last game I'm going to get into is also an RPG. Mm-hmm. I was highly encouraged by friend of the show, DJ B, to start a Final Fantasy game because he told me, if you play a Final Fantasy game, I will play a Yakuza game, because I was gushing to him about how much I love Yakuza and how it's like one of my favorite franchises of all time. And I told him I literally have played every game. Oh, actually, I take that back. I haven't played every single game because I haven't played the Japanese ones or the PSP ones.
Mm-hmm.
But I've played every mainline game, including Judgment, and he was so like taken aback by like how much like lore there is and how much it's like Japan, because I was telling him like, yeah, dude, like they recorded sounds off the street in Japan and the cities are almost 1-to-1 to their real counterparts. And he's like, okay, I think I want to check it out. And he's like, well, if you play a Final Fantasy, I'll play a Yakuza. So I was like, all right, which one should I play? So he recommended me one, and the one that I got on PS4 is Final Fantasy X.
Yes! Yes! Woo! Final Fantasy X is literally the best Final Fantasy.
That's what he said too.
Period.
Yeah, I gotta get him on the show so that you and him can talk it out.
Oh god, I could go 5 hours talking about Final Fantasy X. Not to mention it's also the best soundtrack too. Wow. Amazed. I'm so amazed. So I legit have a whole a Final Fantasy painting of the Yuna logo.
Oh wow.
And I have both the PlayStation 2 version of Final Fantasy and the PS Vita version of Final Fantasy, the PlayStation the 10 and 10 Part 2 remaster on Vita. Yeah, it's the best Final Fantasy game. I'm actually surprised that I thought you were about to say oh, I'm playing Final Fantasy 7 the remake.
Oh, so, no, yeah.
I'm very impressed.
So you're saying DJB has good taste.
Yeah, obvi.
There we go. Shout out to DJB.
Obviously.
He was like, either play 10.
Shout out.
He's like, play 10 or play 9. Because he's like, 9 is more like a Disney movie.
Yeah!
Yeah. He's like 10 or 9.
9 is my second favorite.
Okay, I kid you not. I'm going to play that one right after I finish 10.
Yes! 9 is my second favorite game! Oh my god. I have the original PlayStation 1 for that too, for my collection.
Aren't there like multiple
and
discs
I also,
for that one?
yeah, it's the one that's multiple discs. I think it's 2. Is it 2?
Wow.
It looks 4. It's 4 discs. The
Oh,
original
wow.
one's 4 discs. Yeah. And then I also have it on my PlayStation 3, like a digital download of it.
Hey,
too.
that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I need to get 9, but I already bought 10 and 10-2 because it came together, the remake ones, and then I'm just gonna play those once I finish all the other games I'm playing. And well, I probably won't get into it until like maybe December or January, since I'll be focused on Hyrule Warriors and Yakuza. But yeah, just know that Final Fantasy is on my docket right now.
That's amazing. What game did you tell him to start with? 0?
Yeah, I told him start with 0.
Makes sense. I was about to say, it's kind of interesting because it's like, you could tell someone, now it's like, you can tell someone to start with 0, or if you feel like that's not their taste, you can tell someone to start with Judgment. So it's like so interesting how that's turned out now. Like, you basically have 2 types of games that like, oh, I'm not really into like being like being a Yakuza. I was like, what if I told you you're not a Yakuza, but you're a detective who kind of works with Yakuza and you're a lawyer? So it's like there's options now for like starting the whole Ryoga Gotoku universe.
Yeah, I know, right? And the reason why I also told him 0 is a good starting point, not just because it's the genesis of Kiryu's origin, but also because he's a fan of like 80s anime and like 80s stuff,
that's perfect.
I guess. So I was like, well,
wait till he gets to the karaoke.
I told him, like, dude, like this game is just soaked in the 80s, but it was made in 2015 and released in 2017 out here. So yeah, the music is already pretty 80s. So he was like super stoked about that. And I told him like the game's like what, like $20, $10 on sale, maybe 5. So
yeah, now it's $20 for 100 hours. Like,
yeah.
What more can you ask for?
And I'll keep reiterating this, and I'm sure you'll back me up on this, Alyssa. I paid $60 for that game when it first came out. I did not regret a single moment. I have 150 hours plus in that game, and I love it. I love Yakuza 0.
Yeah, we're Yakuza 0 stans, so we're all about this game. But so it's cool that your friend started playing that one. He's gonna have a good time. Like,
yeah, I gotta ask him how it's
he gets
going.
to go to the disco, and it's just like the story's great, and you have 2 main characters, so it's gonna be a good time.
So good. Yeah. I told one of my friends that I play Dead by Daylight with to play Yakuza 0. He got hooked. He just started playing all of them.
Yes, that's what we want to see.
He's like, yes, he's like, Yakuza 0 is one of my favorite games of all time now. Like, he's like, that, Final Fantasy 7, and he was like naming a bunch of other games. I was like, yes, dude, Yakuza 0 is on your list. I'm happy to hear that.
Oh, speaking of Yakuza 0, so, this year, oh man, this has bothered me so much. You know how Baka Mitai became a meme?
Okay. Yeah, it bothered me too.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why it bothered me. The execution was horrible. Okay, let me tell y'all something. How are you gonna take this song that happened at a karaoke, Baka Mitai, make a meme out of it, but your meme is not even karaoke themed or has like cuts the way like a cheesy karaoke room does? Like, I've seen so many Baka Mitai memes where it's just like someone had edited like a still character and they're just singing Baka Mitai, and like they're not doing anything with the meme. But the whole point of the song is that it's cut in a hilarious way at the karaoke. So it's like, how are none of these memes adapting this karaoke style? Like, they're not funny, is what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm shocked by how, like, no one's done this.
Like, technically the song already is a meme, and they're just, like, not recognizing the importance of it.
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like you're taking like, it's like you take a TV show and and then you slap it on and then you pretend that the person's singing, and I'm like, no, the part that's funny is that it's a karaoke song and the cuts are really ridiculous. And like, I haven't seen a single meme that's captured that. And I'm just like,
it's all people like deep faking, pretending to sing it.
Yeah, exactly. It's all deep fake. And I'm like, the point is you gotta make really stupid cuts. And like, that's what makes it really funny. And at the end, have the person look at a picture of something, or like, you know, like have the person like look longingly at something. You know what I mean? Like, they're not like, the meme execution is not actually funny.
But that's too much work, Alyssa. Internet doesn't have time for that.
Yeah.
They don't have time to make cuts.
They don't.
They gotta just do it simply on TikTok and get views.
But they have time to deep fake it? Like,
okay, I don't know. I haven't done the meme. I've just seen so many people like do it, and I'm like, dude, I don't understand. And then the tip of the iceberg for me was when one of my coworkers played it, like during a meeting, like when it was just me and him, like before anyone else showed up. I was so mad at him, like, bro, turn that shit off.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was just him talking to me, and the song was playing in the background. I'm like, all right, this just sounds like I'm in a karaoke bar in one of the Yakuza games, and I know what you're trying. I told him, I was like, I know what you're trying to do, but it's really fucking annoying. I need you to turn that shit off.
See, yeah.
And he's like, okay. I'm like, okay, I know you're the meme guy in our department, but you need to stop that shit.
It's just unfortunate.
Disrespecting.
It's just unfortunate because I feel like the meme could be funnier, but it's not. So
yeah, like if they did the deep fake and then they showed them looking at a photo of something
or
totally
like,
irrelevant,
like
I would have been like, yeah.
Like, there needs to be more like dumb cuts in it, basically. So, but yeah, it's I haven't seen one that's actually funny yet, but I'm waiting for it because it's such a funny song. Like, how you like, you know?
No, they're not. They already ran with it. They ran that meme into the ground, and now the Yakuza fan base can relax. I was following the Yakuza subreddit the whole time that meme was going on.
Yeah, what did they think about it?
They were like, "This is so fucking stupid." And I was like, "Yes, it is." Yeah. I agree. And then, like, by the time it was run into the ground, they're like, "Okay, we can breathe a sigh of relief." And I was like, "Yes, yeah. Yakuza fans unite!"
I know. It's like honestly, it's like if you take Judgment, not the game, but Judgment, the song, and the karaoke song, and you just put a deep fake on it. And I'm like, no, the point of Judgment is that this is like a really ridiculous song and they're dressed in disco outfits while they're singing it. So
I know, right? It's like there's other memey songs in the Yakuza franchise, and they chose like Bakamitai. I think they could have done like 24 Hour Cinderella or something, you know?
Judgment or 24 Hour Cinderella. Like, but the thing is like, too, it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if like some people just did deep fakes for those, and I'm like, no, the point of it is that it's anyways, you're supposed to dress up with your best friend in a rock, like, you know, in rock gear and say that you're breaking the law. Yeah, anyways. My critique about this whole thing is that it's not, the meme does not actually like show anything that is funny. So
yeah, no, I agree with you.
And that's my rant.
My favorite meme on the Yakuza subreddit is every single Friday, without skipping a beat, someone posts Friday Night, the disco song from Yakuza 0, and it's a GIF. It's a GIF of Majima and Kiryu dancing on the disco floor.
Oh, God.
And it's playing that song, and I love that every single Friday. And the text in impact font just says, "My face when it's Friday," when it's finally Friday. Yeah. And I'm like, yes. It's so good.
Yes.
And everyone's like, "Yep, it's Friday, my kill dies." That's all they say in the comments. I'm like, yes. Yeah, I love the Yakuza fan base. It's so good.
But that's all I have to say about Bakamitai. Your memes aren't funny. At least make them funnier.
Yeah, come on. At least edit the video.
Yeah, at least
yourself.
edit the video a little bit more. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Add more cuts. Look at a photo of something that's not relevant.
Yeah.
Or something funny, you know? But
that's my contribution for this week. So.
Well, you've contributed more than that.
Oh, I forgot to ask you, where are you right now in Final Fantasy X? Like, what location or what characters do you have, or like, what's your reference point?
Bro, I'm just at the beginning. Like, I'm in this city. It got I got enveloped by like a giant water thing, and now I'm like in like a temple, and I found a save icon and I saved.
Okay, so you're really at the beginning. Did you even play Blitzball yet?
I saw the cutscene.
Blitzball is like the most divisive thing in like all of the Final Fantasy X fandom.
Really?
It's like that shit's really hard to play. Like, I remember when I played it, like the first time I played Final Fantasy X in high school, and you're forced to play it. Like, you have to play Blitzball, and I'm just like, how the fuck do you play this? Like, do I have to actually win a game? This is ridiculous. So
they don't tell you the controls; they just throw you in there.
I believe, like, no, you can look up the controls. It's just like the UI just sucks for Blitzball.
Oh.
But I don't know if that's changed in the PlayStation 4 version of it. But Blitzball, I hate Blitzball. But it will hold a special place in my heart. By how much I hate it.
Got it. Okay. Let's start with a big one, which is Cyberpunk 2077 was delayed to December 10th when it was originally scheduled to release on November 19th.
I mean...
And there are people that like took days off just to play that game, and now they have to cancel that.
Ooh. I can see how... I've definitely considered taking days off to play games before, so that must hurt.
Yeah, I mean, people had bets on it, whether it would be delayed or not. I think it was really funny. So yeah, that got delayed. I didn't pre-order it yet or anything. I'm waiting until it actually is released to get it, because I don't really see any benefit of getting the pre-order right now.
Probably not gonna even play it until next year, so I'm chilling.
There you go. I'm gonna be focused on Hyrule Warriors and Yakuza 7, so I'm just gonna have to wait a little bit.
For sure.
Mafia Definitive Edition was released on September 25th.
Okay.
So what it is it's created by the same studio that did Mafia 3, one of my favorite games. It's a remake of the first Mafia game in the series, so just updated with new graphics, new models. It was made by the same studio that did, as I said, Hangar 17, I believe is the name, based in the Hangar 13. They're based in the Bay Area, which is dope.
Shout out.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to playing that game.
They're associated with 2K Games, right?
Correct.
For sure.
I am probably not going to play this for a while. It is on my list. I'm just going to be one of those patient gamers and wait for it to go down in price before I actually get it. But because it's also in the Mafia franchise, I am looking forward to playing it.
Cool.
I'm excited.
Cool.
So after that, did you hear about Steve coming to Super Smash Brothers?
Yeah. Oh God.
So, did you hear about the controversy with him?
There's a controversy? Oh, I didn't know there was a controversy. I just knew that he was coming. God.
So he's in the game now.
Controversy. Jeez. Okay, what happened now?
I know, but this is the stupidest thing, and it's really funny.
Okay.
So at the end of the match, if you're Steve and you win, you'll see Steve like build a house, and he'll run up to the screen, right?
Okay.
In a previous iteration, he was holding like a piece of meat because like part of the Minecraft, like gameplay mechanics are you have to eat to survive, like keep your hunger up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then I guess I don't know what eating meat does in Super Smash Bros. I'm assuming it helps refill your health, but so he'll build a house, run outside, and like he'll like eat meat in front of the house, and then he was still holding the meat, but he was holding it really low, at a point where it looked like he was holding his dick. It just looked like his dick was out, and the camera was positioned to show his hand like holding his dick. And so people were making fun of it on Twitter, and then it got up to the point where it went up to Phil Spencer, and Phil Spencer was like, "Oh, I haven't seen that yet." And then like in an interview someone showed him, and he's like, "Well, that's not right." So in an update, Nintendo removed that, so now it's just Steve doesn't hold his meat. He runs up to the screen and he's not holding anything. But I thought that was so funny.
Oh god.
It's like people are wondering, did Nintendo do this intentionally? Did they know? But it just seems like they were unaware, and they just thought it would be cool for Steve to continue holding his meat, but they didn't think that he'd be holding his meat. You know what I mean? But anyways, so PS5.
The screenshot does.
Oh,
I just looked up the screenshot. It does look. Yeah.
It looks bad. It's pretty racy, in my opinion.
It's spicy.
Well,
also, it's amazing. It's amazing because, like, I mean, it's just a fucking like pixelated thing, and they're able to achieve that. So, props to them.
Right? They made it look racy.
I know. Props to them for making this look pretty spicy for a pixelated game.
Right. All right. So, in more news, Ubisoft pushes Rainbow Six Quarantine, Far Cry 6, and an Avatar game that is based on the Avatar sequel to 2021-2022 when it was supposed to come out.
The only Avatar I acknowledge is The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra, so...
Oh, yeah. So that's getting moved. There was a game called Mario Kart Live that came out where you could like have a physical cart that drives around your living room via remote control.
Oh, that's cute.
It's got rave reviews. Yeah, I was looking into it. I'm not gonna get it because my living room is super small, but
that's pretty adorable though.
It looks cool. Yeah, it looks awesome. It looks like a really fun game. I would totally get it if I had like kids or a pet. Make the pet chase it or something. I don't know. PS5 versus Xbox Series X. A lot of news review websites and journalists were given the console to review, to look at, to break down to a certain point. Some of them were only able to review like the menu. Some people weren't even allowed to show the menu. You had to like.
We know what the PlayStation UI looks like, though, right? I thought there was a video released on it.
Yeah, then since the video, people have done it. But before that, they weren't allowed to show the UI.
I see.
There's talk about the controller. Jeff Keighley broke down the controller for the PS5, saying that it has like some like certain haptic feedbacks depending on where you are, what you're doing. Like if you're walking through water, if you're touching like stone, stuff like that. Walking certain areas, feeling the wind. And Xbox Series X has the ability to load 6 games at once and suspend the other games. So you can play one game, suspend another, play another game, suspend that one. So that's cool. But because of these two consoles getting released later this month, sales for the Xbox One X have increased. And this is really funny. It's because there are like unknowing parents that are buying it because the Xbox Series X and Xbox One X sound so similar to each other. People are like, oh, well, this is the new Xbox. Look how cheap it is. I'm going to get it for my kid. And so these kids are like, I want the Xbox Series X. And the parents are like, here you go, son. And they're like, oh, this is not what I wanted, but it's an Xbox, you know? So
are they in for a rude awakening?
I know, right? So like I was reading that sales of the Xbox One X increased on Amazon once the Xbox Series X started getting more attention and parents started realizing that their Christmas is coming up and they want their kids to have the latest and greatest console. So that'll be the newest Xbox, aka the Xbox One X. I mean,
sure.
that's what Microsoft gets for naming their console so similar to each other.
Oh yeah, totally. It's not
that's where I think
obvious or clear in any way.
Right? That's why I think PlayStation takes the cake in their marketing. Like PS5, that's so easy to remember and know. Like, oh, it's not the previous one, it's the new one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not dissing Xbox for, choosing the name that they did, because I think the hardware is great on the Xbox. I think it looks awesome. It's definitely a lot smaller than the PS5. The PS5 is a big, thick boy. It is huge compared to the Xbox Series X.
With 2 C's, by the way. With 2 C's.
Maybe 3.
Maybe
we
3.
don't know. Like, yeah.
You never know.
It's huge. And there's people out here saying, "Oh, it'll fit in your media shelf." Yeah, shut the fuck up. It's so fucking huge. Like it's gonna fucking like take over half of the space in your media shelf. Like maybe it won't even fit. Like look how fucking big that thing is. It's enormous.
Did
but I'm excited. I'm excited for the. Go ahead.
So when this is way back. Sorry, y'all. It's been a really long time since I've been on this podcast. So remember when PlayStation 5 got announced that there was going to be pre-orders, and then all of a sudden Walmart was like, oh, pre-orders are available right now at this instant, and everyone freaked the fuck out, and all of a sudden all of these sellers just were like, pre-sale, it's available, and then it like caused a huge frenzy. Did you pre-order?
Well, I'm excited for the next iteration of the PS5. Again, like I'm really into the smaller, slimmer version of it.
Oh yeah.
And the idea of that, and a bigger hard drive, maybe a better processor and better graphics card. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, if I got that pre-order, I would have resold it, like, and made money off of it.
Oh my god, people would pay you so much money for that.
Oh yeah, it's like limited supply. Like Amazon pre-orders are sold out, but no one actually knows if their pre-order counts. Like that's such a ridiculous thing. Like it's like, so Amazon says I pre-ordered it, but I guess I'll find out the day of. Like what? That makes no sense.
It's like it says that it went through, but then you have to wait and see if it actually did. It's like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, exactly. So ridiculous. But may the odds be in Microsoft and Sony's favor.
That's true. That's very true.
Yep.
I mean, they're the ones that are making the most money in all this.
Oh, of course.
And in the last bit of news, I sent you a song earlier. KDA is the name of the group that League of Legends creators Riot Games made, and they came out with a new song called More. I think it's crazy that a video game company got these celebrity singers, K-pop and American and Chinese now, to come together and make like a digital girl group. It's insane. It just boggles my mind. And the song is pretty good too. I was like, holy shit.
They have 3 songs out, I think.
Yeah, that's correct. 3 songs.
What's really cool is that one of the Korean members that they got is this her name's Soyeon. She's awesome. She's a really good artist. She makes her own songs. She's part of this group called Yoja Idol, but like it's like their songs are like super cool. Like, and she's really good at rapping, and she's a songwriter, like she's like basically the whole package. So they got a really good person to they got a really good K-pop like idol to be in that group. Like it's not just like, oh, they just got like a random K-pop idol. Like they got like a top tier K-pop idol basically.
Yeah, like both of the girls from that group are in, like 2 of the girls from that group are in KDA, and I think they're pretty good. They're pretty good singers. And one's a rapper, if I'm not mistaken.
One's a rapper.
It's awesome. No, like the song is dope. I like how they blend the Korean and English. The beat is dope. The music video was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like it felt like such a powerful song, and
I
was so amazed by it. just overall.
It's a good song. But yeah, you should listen to the other two songs if you haven't. They're like just solid songs.
Oh, I have. It's cool. It's cool stuff.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a fan. Like, I'm a fan of this. Like, what is it? They release like one song a year, one song every 2 years or something.
I think they're coming out with an album though, right? Or did I see that right?
I think it was like an extended play.
Okay.
Maybe something like that.
I was about to say, if anyone is like familiar with K-pop, you'll know the group Twice. Twice is about to have a song with KDA.
That is crazy.
That's how popular KDA is.
Right?
Yeah.
it's so I'm so amazed. I'm just amazed.
Oh yeah. But yeah, you should listen to Yoja Idol in general. Like they have good songs. Yoja Idol is the group of the two Korean members.
Right. Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check them out. Check them out. And that's all the news I have. Was there anything you wanted to talk about? Any other news topics?
Believe me, Jeremy, I don't know what's going on right now.
All right. Well, I wanna get into something that's not gaming. So I've been watching a lot of Hot Ones, just cause I don't know. And I bought The Last Dab last year.
Okay.
And I've been on a kick and just like using it in other food, and torturing myself in the process. So I decided to get The Last Dab Apollo, which is their current hottest sauce.
Yeah, it is. You're watching the latest season, right?
Yes, okay. I watched the most recent episode with Sam Smith, and that was really cool.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, okay. It inspired me to get the Apollo, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get the sauce. So I got that, and I got the classic, which is their starter sauce, I would say, in the show, like the first one they usually start with.
Doesn't it
but
usually
it's
come in a pack,
garlic Fresno.
or did you buy it separately?
I just bought it separately. I don't want I didn't need that many. I just wanted those two. I got the classic garlic Fresno edition as well, and I love garlic, so I was like, hell yeah.
Oh
dude.
Yeah.
So I have those two, but the ones I have that I've owned since last year are The Last Dab Carolina Reaper edition, which is very tasty, by the way. It's really good, but I actually ate it right before coming on this podcast, and my mouth is like slightly on fire, but it's slowly going away.
Slowly.
Yeah, and then the other sauce I have is the collaboration they did with 88 Rising, which is the Dragon in the Clouds one, which is really, really, really good. It's got like yuzu, it's got like pepper, and then a bunch of other stuff like some vinegar.
Whoa,
it's really good. It's
delicious.
also really solid. It's a little bit more fruity than The Last Dab, but I think it's hotter than The Last Dab. There's no Scoville level rating for the Dragon in the Clouds one, but it's really good.
For sure. That sounds really good. Anything with yuzu, in my opinion, it's a really good flavor.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I like it. But other than that, speaking of fire, California's still on fire.
Wait, is there a new fire?
Well, there's still smoke in the air. I assume.
Yeah. God.
Yeah, I've been reading about the fire status in California. Like, most of it's like 70 to 90% contained, but there's still some fires that are 60 and below.
That's good.
And yeah. So I was reading about how like there was a couple that started a fire like a couple days ago. I forget how, but it was like something about electrical equipment they had. I'm like, y'all stop starting these fires, please.
Well, one of the fires this year was started by a gender reveal.
Yep, I know that, and I was like, that's so stupid.
Good times.
It's so dumb.
Sigh.
But yeah, this is the world we live in. We gotta wear masks, not just to protect ourselves from the pandemic, but also from the fires.
Yup.
Jeez. Well. Oh, man. Well, we can call it here, Lisa. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I think that's it for now. So, yeah, as of right now, it's November 2nd. Tomorrow's the elections, and you'll find out next week if we're fucked. So
If you're the U.S., I hope you voted.
so we'll see what happens. See what happens next week, cause
Yep.
who knows what's gonna happen after tomorrow.
Right.
So
Well, one thing's for sure, we're gonna do a spoiler cast for The Last of Us Part 2, so please look forward to that.
yes,
That will be definitely the next podcast. And I'm hoping the podcast after that, Alyssa, I can get DJB on here and you guys can talk about Final Fantasy.
oh, totally. I'm down to talk about Final Fantasy X's. Literally the best. So welcome to Final Fantasy X.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
Also, man, because they remade Final Fantasy VII, and that looks great. But if they remade Final Fantasy X, oh my god, that would look so amazing. Like, think about Final Fantasy VII. Like, okay, you have to, like, anyone who's listening, you have to admit, Final Fantasy VII's very industrial looking. It's kind of set in this sort of, like, steampunk era. It's, like, very, like, so you're not really getting much with, like, the nature. But, like, the nature in, like, if you remade Final Fantasy X with all these things, like, Macalania Forest and, like, all of, like, man, like, that would be, like, one of the most beautiful games ever. I hope they do that one day.
Yeah, DJB sold me on the style and aesthetic of Final Fantasy X because he's like, it's got more of a tropical setting. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. I'm going to play this game.
It does. Yeah. It does.
So I was totally on board. And yeah, I kind of liked the look of Final Fantasy IX when I first saw my cousin play it. And I don't know, I think Vivi is just a dope character too.
Oh, Vivi's
and,
top tier, like top 5, like, Final Fantasy characters of all time.
Yeah, when I saw that character for the first time, I was like, I kind of want to play this game. This is like almost more than 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And then when DJB told me recently that, like, yeah, it's kind of like a Disney movie, I was like, okay, I kind of want to check it out. That's an interesting way to describe a game. So I know nothing about Final Fantasy IX other than it has Vivi, and then that's like a Disney movie. So I'm like, okay, what an interesting take. So I will play that right after I play 10.
Nice.
Also, I want to note that Final Fantasy X was like $12 on sale on the PS4, and I originally wanted to get it on my Switch because I just wanted the convenience of carrying it around. But it was $50. I was like, I'm not about to shell out $50.
Really? The console version's cheaper right now?
So it was on Steam for $14. It was on PS4 for $12, and it was on Nintendo Switch for $50.
Wow, I'm kind of shocked. Probably for affordability, but still shocked. Hey, that's an old game. So
right?
Interesting.
So I'm probably gonna get what am I saying? I'm probably gonna get Final Fantasy IX on PS4 just to keep the consistency.
For sure.
But I like having the convenience of like bringing it around.
Yeah, totally. I like that too. Which is like the main reason why I bought a Switch.
Yeah. Well, I have another RPG, Ni no Kuni, on the Switch, so I'm looking forward to that once I start traveling again.
First one's the best one.
I've heard, yeah, that's the one I have on the Switch. All right, cool, Lisa. Well, if you would like to leave us a comment or question, you can go to www.downtime.live, click on the contact form, fill out the form, leave us a comment or question that way. You can email us the old-fashioned way at contact@downtime.live, send us a comment or question, and we'll read it on the podcast. If you'd like to join our Discord server, you can find that link in the description of wherever this podcast is hosted. You can also find it on our website by clicking on the word join our community. And you can join our Discord server where we talk about video games, anime, music, movies, TV shows. If you want to talk to Elise about Final Fantasy, you can join us there. You can find our podcast on Podbean, YouTube, and now Spotify and Google Podcasts. You can leave a review on Apple Podcasts, and we'll read the review on the podcast.
Hey.
Was there? And that's it as far as housekeeping stuff goes. I'm still shocked that we got it to Spotify and Google Podcasts. I think that's really, really cool.
That's pretty awesome.
Because I think Spotify is a big market, so I'm happy that we're there. Yeah. All right, Alyssa, I'm so happy to have you back. Oh, I wanted to say there was in reference to one of the comments at that someone left on podcast episode 145. Fall Guy 27 says, "Cool podcast. Did Alyssa leave Downtime Podcast?" Well, if you decided to just skip to the end for some reason and you didn't hear the beginning, Alyssa did not leave the podcast. There is no beef between us, and she's back. She's here. She was just busy, but now she's got time. So
yeah,
welcome back.
Yep, that's it.
All right. Thanks for listening to podcast episode 147. Everyone take care, stay safe, and have a good rest of your day/night.
Peace.